From Prime Minister, Minister for National Security and Disaster Management.
Thank you, Press Secretary, and good morning again to the citizens of Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique, our visitors and guests who are with us, and Grenadians in the diaspora and to the wider region. It has been a long morning, and perhaps an even longer morning for our brothers and sisters in Carriacou and PT Martinique who are bearing the brunt of Hurricane Beryl. As you've heard from the Meteorological Office and the head of NADMA, it is a Category 4, very strong, almost borderline Category 5 hurricane. The expectation is that the damage in Carriacou and PT Martinique is going to be extreme. Minister for Carriacou and PT Martinique Affairs, Minister Tevin Andrew, indicated that there was devastation all around. We therefore expect that we will have to quickly transition into damage assessment and recovery and stabilization mode. And we are already beginning to look at our plans to make sure that we respond as quickly as possible to the needs of our brothers and sisters in Carriacou and PT Martinique. We have reports of extensive storm surge. We have reports of extensive loss of roof and damage to buildings. There is no electricity on any of the islands, and communication is also difficult. Because of the rough seas and because the eye of the hurricane has just passed over Carriacou, we anticipate that we may be in for another 3 to 4 hours of intense wind, of strong storm surge, and there is the likelihood of even greater damage. And so in the circumstances, we have to continue to hunker down. We have to continue to pray for our brothers and sisters in Carriacou and PT Martinique, and we certainly hope that the hurricane moves on quickly so that we can get the opportunity, hopefully by late evening, to begin the damage assessment and the recovery operations. We will be working closely with our regional partners to make sure that we can do so. We suspect that Union Island is also bearing the brunt of some of the effects of the storm. I've been in contact with Prime Minister Gonzalez. He will provide an update to the region in relation to Union Island, but we will take a coordinated response, given that they're all Grenadine islands, to make sure that our citizens, brothers and sisters in the Grenadines are well served. I have already instructed the Housing Authority to make available to the citizens of Carriacou and PT Martinique the Chinese-built affordable homes, so that if necessary, anyone who is without a roof over their head can have immediate access to the site for temporary housing. We have already given instructions to the Ministry of Finance and to the Ministry of Carriacou and PT Martinique Affairs to identify any local suppliers in Carriacou who have stock on hand, whether it's water, canned goods, dry food, tarpaulins, ply, to make them immediately available so that we can mount the recovery efforts as soon as possible. As soon as it is safe to do so, I will journey to Carriacou to assess the damage and to give a full report to the nation. I want to stress, particularly for mainland, that while the eye of the hurricane did not pass over Grenada, we are expected to have a strong wind, storm surge, and continued heavy precipitation for the next several hours. The warnings, the advice, therefore remains in effect. We have several reports of damage to buildings, several reports of roofs being blown off, including the central police station on Carnage. So even government infrastructure is impacted. The roof at the Monge Hospital has also been damaged, and steps have been taken to evacuate the patients there and to bring them in the lower level. So it is not just Carriacou that is bearing significant damage. Parts of Grenada is doing the same. And so we want to urge you to remain safe, to continue listening to the advisories that comes out from NADMA and the Met Office. To our citizens who are at the shelters, we are going to ask you to bear with us. It is not safe for us to send persons out on the roadways at this point in time to provide any further support or relief or supplies to you. So we're going to ask you to hunker down. The Met Office will be monitoring the system. We are prayerful and optimistic that by late evening it may become a bit safer for us to send relief out to you. But we ask you to bear with us because we want to make sure that we do not endanger the lives of any workers in the meantime while the wind is still strong and while the rain is falling. We will keep the state of emergency in place as per the emergency regulations. We will try to do the damage assessment as quickly as it can be done and in a safe manner. And then once we're able to do so, we will provide further updates to the nation. So again, widespread reports of destruction and devastation in Carriacou and Petite Martinique. We expect that we will still have very strong winds, storm surges, and more rainfall for the next 3 to 4 hours. So we have no choice but to continue to pray, to continue to hunker down, and to be safe. We do not have, as yet, any report of any loss of lives or injuries to persons, but that may change quickly. As you'd appreciate, in half an hour, Carriacou was flattened. And so you have to appreciate the ferocity and the strength of the hurricane, and therefore we are not yet out of the woods, and we are not able to say for sure that no one has been injured or there's been no loss of life as a result of the hurricane. But we will continue to receive the information. Of course, communication is now more challenged, but as soon as we have reliable and accurate information and we're in a position to share and update, we will continue to do so. So again, thank you very much for being good citizens. Thank you very much for the prayers and the support, and we'll continue to work through this difficult time. Rest assured, however, that Grenada will emerge from this stronger, more united, and better able to deal with hurricanes and other climatic events as they no doubt will continue to happen in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister, for your thorough updates and reminders. I want to say thanks again to everyone who has been listening and following the protocols especially, and big shout outs to our team at GIS, TNR, GBN, and MTV, and all the other media houses who have been carrying the feed and ensuring that the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique are well informed. So thank you, and stay tuned for more updates.